Is this new? No. Is this about Trump? No. If we were to get rid of Trump, would this suddenly go away? Absolutely not. We see in the United States from the 1990s to the aughts to now 2017, we have seen far greater polarization between the Democrat and Republican Party. And that's not because the Congress has been evil. It's because the people have moved farther apart for the reasons I've suggested. And the parties, knowing they want to win, have followed them. And this did not just happen in the United States. It happened in the UK first with the Brexit vote. It happened in France. They elected Macron only because he was the new shiny object that got rid of the old parties. And they also voted high for the Communists and for the National Front. And now that they see that Macron's policies are kind of globalist policies, he's at 20% approval. How about Italy with the Lega and with the five-star movement? This is happening across the developed world. In fact, there's only one country in the advanced industrial democracies that is not experiencing this problem. If you're happy and you know it, raise your hands. It's Japan. And we never talk about Japan, right? Because it's stagnant, it doesn't grow, who really cares, right? The fact is that all of the problems I've just mentioned to you don't exist in Japan. Why? Number one, working class, middle class. The population in Japan is shrinking, which means per capita, even though the economy is not growing, they're doing better than any other OECD economy. They don't feel as bad. Number two, anti-immigration. You know what? Japanese don't let in immigrants, so they don't really dislike anyone internally from that perspective. Hard to demonize, right? Number three, the military. The Japanese are constitutionally forbidden for sending their military outside of their country to fight. When they sent a couple hundred in Iraq, they said, find a place where nobody's fighting. We'll give them all $1 million of insurance. We'll make them call their families every week. That's what they did. They came back, not much complaining. And finally, the social media revolution. Fewer adults in Japan are on social media than any other advanced industrial economy. And the social media companies are prevented from getting involved in political campaigns. So, this is a problem that is going to grow. Now, the good news is that it's not a crisis, which means there's bad news. And that is that we're kind of waiting for outrage fatigue, right? We did that after 2008, the financial crisis. We had Occupy Wall Street. We said if we ignore it, it'll go away. Occupy Wall Street went away, but those people did not go away. They're disenfranchised, they're disgruntled, and they're increasingly saying, we're going to vote that way. Now, I actually am optimistic about this. Number one, because as it eventually becomes a crisis, that's when we'll be pushed to start taking action. But I'm also optimistic because of places like Concordia. Because we all know, when we look at the US government today, we look at the European governments today, we look at the UK government today, we understand that they are not moving in this direction, not fixing the social contract and the safety net for these people. But we also know that in states and in cities and public-private partnerships and CEOs and philanthropists and all of the people in this room are coming together precisely because we know this is a problem. We understand it's getting worse, and we're not going to stop trying to experiment with solutions until we think we have some that actually work at scale. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope you found this worthwhile. I really thank you for coming out. No more slides for my next presentation. See you guys later. Thank you.